Hi all. Today we'll be learning about the bones that form the head and neck. The bones that form the head or the skull are 22 in number. Plus, within each ear cavity you have 3 ossicles: malleus, incus and stapes. So bones of the head include the 22 skull bones plus the 6 ossicles inside the ear. Now, of the bones which form the skull, the 22 bones, they can be broadly divided into two groups. Bones that form the cranial cavity or the neurocranium, they are totally 8 in number. And bones that form the facial skeleton or the splanchnicranium are the remaining 14. Okay? So while doing osteology of head and neck, you'll be learning the individual bones, but you'll be learning osteology in a different way. Okay. For example, in upper limb, when you did osteology, you know that the humerus is in the arm. In head and neck, while you learn about one bone, you can see that particular bone is not confined to that area, but will be extending to the adjacent areas and contributing to it. So the best way to learn osteology in head and neck is by studying the skull in different views. So when you learn the bones of the skull from the anterior aspect, okay, that is called as normofrontalis. When you learn the bones of the skull from the front view or the anterior aspect, that is called normofrontalis. When you learn the bones of the skull from a superior view, that is called as normoverticalis. When you learn the bones of the skull from the side view or the lateral view, that is called normolaterales. When you learn the bones of the skull from a posterior view, that is called normo-occipitalis. Okay? And when you learn the bones of the skull from the inferior view, that is called normobasalis. Now we'll do the neurocranium. The bones forming the neurocranium, I told you they are 8 in number. Okay? So this is the orbit. Just above the orbit, this bone that you see here, okay, that is the frontal bone. Frontal bone. Now, just behind the frontal bone, on either side of this suture, what you see here is the parietal bone. Okay, the parietal bones are paired, the right parietal and the left parietal. The suture separating the parietal bone is called sagittal suture. The suture separating the frontal bone and the parietal bone, that is called the coronal suture. Okay? Yeah. Now, you can see an opening here. Yeah, this one. This is the external auditory canal, external auditory meatus and the canal. Just above that, this flat bone that you see here, that is the temporal bone. Okay, this is your parietal. Below the parietal, that's the temporal bone. Okay, this is the external auditory meatus. I told you, this bony projection of the temporal bone that you can feel behind your ear, that's the mastoid process of the temporal bone to which your sternocleidomastoid attaches. Okay, so that's the temporal bone. Now, this part of the bone that you see here, which lies in front of the temporal, behind the frontal, below the parietal, that is your sphenoid. Okay, I'll show that bone in another few minutes. So this is a part of the sphenoid that you see here called the greater wing of the sphenoid. Okay. Now moving behind, this bone that you see here posteriorly in normo-occipitalis, that is a occipital bone. Okay. Similar to frontal bone, the occipital bone is also unpaired. This suture that separates the parietal bone and the occipital bone is called the lambdoid suture. Okay? Yeah. I'll repeat it again. So this is the frontal bone, the parietal bone. Parietal bones are separated by sagittal suture. Parietal bone and the frontal bone separated by coronal suture. Okay? And here the occipital bone and the parietal bone are separated by the lambdoid suture. And the side we saw the temporal bone. Okay, this suture separating the temporal bone and the parietal bone is parieto-squamous suture. This one is the greater wing of sphenoid. Okay. So what you see here is the base of the skull. This is vault of the skull. Okay. So the upper portion of the cranial cavity, that's the vault of the skull, and this is base of the skull. The base of the skull, if you see, okay, it can be divided. This is this opening here that you see here posteriorly, that's the foramen magnum. Okay. So the base of the skull consists of three fossas, like three steps: anterior 1/3, middle 1/3, and posterior 1/3. This anterior 1/3 is called the anterior cranial fossa. Middle 1/3 is called the middle cranial fossa, and posterior 1/3 is posterior cranial fossa. So in the anterior 1/3, that's the anterior cranial fossa, what you see here, this is again part of your frontal bone. And this mid part in the midline, what you see here, that's another bone called the ethmoid bone. Okay, the ethmoid bone and sphenoid bone are unpaired. Okay, they are part of the neurocranium. This ethmoid bone, it contributes to the roof of the nasal cavity, the lateral wall of the nasal cavity, the septum of nasal cavity, the medial wall of orbit. What you are seeing here is the cribriform plate of ethmoid. That's the middle cranial fossa. In the middle cranial fossa, this bone that you see here spread out like the butterfly shape, that's the sphenoid bone. This is the body of the sphenoid which lodges the pituitary gland. On either side of it, this is the greater wing of the sphenoid, and this one, that's the lesser wing of the sphenoid, the middle cranial fossa, the sphenoid. So the sphenoid and ethmoid are unpaired bones which contribute to the neurocranium. This is the posterior 1/3 of the cranial fossa with the foramen magnum. Either side of the foramen magnum, what you see there, that will be the occipital bone. Okay. Now, how many bones contribute to the neurocranium? 8. What are they? 2. The two paired bones are the parietal bone, the temporal bone. Okay. The unpaired bones are frontal bone, occipital bone, sphenoid bone, ethmoid bone. Okay. So that's all about the neurocranium. And another point to remember is that the bones that form the vault, okay, the bones that form the vault of the skull, they ossify in membrane, whereas the bones that form the base of the skull, they ossify from cartilage, endochondral ossification. Now coming to the bones that form the facial skeleton, they are 14 in number. Okay. So if we take the facial skeleton, what are the major openings in the facial skeleton? You have the orbit, then the nasal cavity, and then the oral cavity. Okay. Remember that first. So I'll finish off with the mandible. Of the 14 bones, okay, there are only 2 unpaired bones. The mandible that you see here is the only movable bone of the skull. The joint formed by the mandible with the temporal bone is called the temporomandibular joint. Okay, and it's because that's a synovial joint, and that's the reason it is movable. Mandible forms the bone of the lower jaw. Okay. The rest of the bones that contribute to the facial skeleton, so you see the orbit here, the nasal cavity here, the nose as such is made up of cartilage. Okay, most of it is made up of cartilage, hyaline cartilage. You see a suture here. On either side of the suture, these are the nasal bones. Okay, they are small in size, the nasal bones, paired, and here medial wall of orbit, there is another small bone there called the lacrimal bone. Okay, and then on either side of the nasal cavity, forming the upper jaw here, this one, these are the maxilla, and here the cheek bones, the bones that you can feel over the cheek, that is the zygoma. I'll repeat it again. The paired bones are the nasal bone, the lacrimal bone, okay, the maxilla, the zygoma. Okay. Now here, what you see here, that's the junction between the nasal cavity and the oral cavity, that's your palate, hard palate. Okay. The hard palate, the posterior 1/3, these small bones that you see here, those are the palatine bones, palatine bones. Then this is the nasopharynx, the posterior part of the nasal cavity. The bone which, a part of the bone which you see here, okay, the posterior part of the nasal septum is made by another unpaired bone called the omer. Okay. These are the bones of the facial skeleton. I will repeat it again. The nasal bones, the lacrimal bone, maxilla, zygoma, palatine bone is the one that you saw here, then the omer which is going to contribute to the posterior part of the nasal septum, okay, the mandible. Another most important bone of the facial skeleton is, this is the nasal cavity. Within the nasal cavity, in the lateral wall, you can see some shelf-like projections. These are called the concha. There are 3 concas, superior, middle and inferior. Okay. The superior concha and the middle concha are part of the ethmoid bone, whereas the inferior concha, the inferior nasal concha, is an independent bone. It is an individual bone. Here, it is here, surely, yeah, the side view will help to appreciate it. This one, lower down, yeah, exactly at the tip of the pencil, what you see there, that's the inferior nasal concha. I'll repeat again. The nasal cavity has a septum, has a lateral wall. In the lateral wall of nose, there are 3 shelf-like projections. They are called the concha, the superior, middle and inferior concha. The superior nasal concha and middle nasal concha are part of the ethmoid, okay, whereas the inferior nasal concha, as you see here, this one, okay, that is the largest of the 3 concas, that is an independent bone. So, to summarize, the facial skeleton or the splanchno-cranium is made up of 14 bones. What are they? The 2 nasal bones, the 2 lacrimal bones, okay, the 2 maxilla, the paired zygoma, then the paired palatine bones, the paired inferior nasal concha, and then unpaired omer and unpaired mandible. Okay.